Next is women's doubles, in which Li Luo will be against Chen and Jia. Head to head, of course, goes with Chen Jia. And talking about Li Luo, they defeated Kim Kong in straight 2 sets. Just imagine, this is a kind of players like Kim Kong and Bakley. These are kind of players who will never get, I will say, that tired in any release, and tiring them in release is a tough thing for their opponents. And this is what Li Luo did yesterday, and they are again proving that there are multiple women's doubles players who can be in semis and finals too. And defeating player like Kim Kong was a milestone. I will say that this is a milestone. Kim Kong are one of the current top rated players that I really like. They have been into multiple finals, they have been into multiple semi-finals. They are having one of the perfect women's doubles pair and one of the perfect women's doubles gameplay. They perform crazy good badminton from start to end, and they win some tournament too. But defeating them was a milestone. And talking about Chen Jia, who defeated Politan and Thinna yesterday, let me discuss this thing in detail. They defeated Politan and Thinna in straight 2 set. I want to give you a context. Last year in 2024, whenever you ask me that you choose between Chen Jia and Jia Zheng, currently I will go for Jia and Zheng. But this Chen Jia, 2024 Chen Jia are, I will say, that something different. 2024 and before that, those years, those Chen Jia are completely different. Defeating them was almost impossible to any other players. Like just like Ansiang is right now, every other player wasn't been able to defeat them. So that type of gameplay Chen Jia has always shown. But talking about Politan and Thinna, man, I don't know what is going on with them. There was a time last week in Arctic Open when they defeated Ivanaga Nakanishi in straight 2 set with a domination, aggression, and I was so much happy for Politan and Thinna. And I was like, man, what a performance, man. This is kind of performance that I have always looked forward to in Politan and Thinna, and I was so much happy for Politan and Thinna, both players, Malaysian pair. I was so much happy that finally they are back, and those signs are back that they will defeat Liu Tan. But what happened after that in Denmark Open, man, destruction. What happened right now in French Open, it is kind of destruction, man. I was expecting a win against Chen Jia, and the reason was simple. This is not the Chen Jia that I know. That dominating Chen Jia are not visible. Still they are performing. Jia is doing some crazy good placing, Chen is improving, Chen King is improving, everything is on positive side. But this is not the Chen Jia that I know. That aggression is little bit missing. I would say that little bit coordination issues are there too. And getting defeated against this Chen Jia, I was not expecting this thing. I was even expecting a third set, but man, 21-16 and 21-16 are the scores, and I was expecting a third set. But I'm not happy with the performance of Politan and Thinna, and reason is simple. I was expecting a final or at least a final win for Politan and Thinna. Look, whenever I discuss about Politan and Thinna, I always see them going into finals and defeating Liu Tan. This is the goal, to be in finals, or I will say that to defeat Liu Tan. Liu Tan are world number ones right now, okay? To get that spot, you don't have to be always in world number 2, right? Of course, if you ask Politan and Thinna, their goal will be to get world number 1, to be world number 1. Of course, everyone will tell you this. And of course, to get into that world number 1 spot, you have to win some tournaments. You have to defeat Chen Jia, you have to defeat every other players, Ivanaga Nakanishi, every other players, even Liu Tan. So defeating Liu Tan, I was expecting that thing, and getting defeated against Chen Jia, I was literally not expecting this thing. But credit where it's due, credit goes to Chen Jia. They did perform the crazy good badminton yesterday. But what are my expectations from Politan and Thinna? Look, man, at least World Tour finals. I want them in finals, or at least a semi-finals in World Tour that is coming in December. The domination, like what I see in Politan and Thinna, is simple thing. I want them to be in top number 1. They are 2 right now, okay? I want them to be world number 1, and to be at that spot, you need to defeat top rated players. They need to, I will say that, give some tournaments where they are literally dominating. Right now, a few months back, 1 or 2 months back, Jia Zhang defeated them. This is not the thing that every other player can defeat you. Of course, they are not every other players, but of course they were not Chen Jia, they were Jia Zhang. So of course I was expecting Politan and Thanna to defeat them, but man, what happened to them, I don't know. What is going with Politan and Thanna, I really don't know. Performance level, where is the issue, I don't know that thing, because game was good, they were performing better, but Chen Jia, man, they're discussing about this match, I was at least expecting a third set. I don't know what is going with them, but my expectation still goes with Politan and Thanna. I really want them to be world number one sooner or later.